Welcome back to RTB. This time I'm going to talk about the enhancements to the object Gizmo. So in a previous tutorial I showed you how to use this Gizmo. With version 1.5.1 I've made some enhancements, so we've got some fast keys back again. So X, Y and Z will limit the actions to just that axis. Y for that. But it's still a bit fiddly to try and get hold of these things, which is a little bit painful. So in addition to X, Y and Z, we've got R, S and T for rotate, scale and translate. So these are toggle, you don't have to hold them down, whereas the X, Y and Z keys you need to hold down. If I press R this time, you notice just the rotation rings present. So we can do a rotation. We don't actually have to go and hover over these anymore, which was a little bit painful. You can actually be over here and see how it's highlighting in yellow. That lets you know which axis you're about to use. And you can rotate just by clicking and dragging out here. And so I'm not holding any keys down at the moment. We're into R mode, rotate mode, and we just switch to any one of these. And it is always advisable to be in front of the Gizmo. When you're doing things from behind, it's not really going to work as well. So do most of your work from in front there. You can combine that with the keys X, Y and Z. So if I just wanted to rotate around the Y axis, I could do so just by clicking anywhere on the screen. And if you could picture a circle going around this tree that's flat horizontally, you're clicking basically in line with that circle and rotating it around. So you've got very fine control now without having to go and zoom in on there. So that works with rotate. Scale, similarly, you can when we had the normal Gizmo, you had to get very close to your little arrows in order to grab that scale. So pressing S now just leaves the arrows about, and again X, Y and Z will limit what you're doing, so it'll always work on that axis. Or if you miss all of those and just click out here and drag in, you get a scale in all axes. So it's a scale that isn't limited to one axis. So as long as none of those are highlighted, you can click in there, and I'm going to do a rapid scale there by clicking in very close. Or to fine scale it, you can just click in here and move in and out. Similar thing with translate. Translate, there's I don't really advise using it too much. I would do most of your translation of your objects just by grabbing this square and moving it around, because it's going to sit on the ground. Translate, if you remember from the previous video, will actually take you off the ground when you do it, or it might move through the ground, so it's sort of sitting a position above the ground, which might be good for some effects. You might want to push some trees down into the ground to make them look like shrubs. That's a common technique. But when you are in these dedicated modes, you can't, and I'm thinking maybe that I might even get rid of this box. You can't grab that box, because it's actually thinking that if you're in here and you go to grab the box, it's actually going to do a rotation around here. So press escape, or you can press R again to toggle between them. And hopefully that makes your editing that much simpler and easier. Thanks for watching.